Are you ready to grind? It's Sports 56 Grind Time with Peter Edmiston and Anthony Sain. Now, here's Peter and Anthony.
Yes, sir. Come on, man. How you feeling?
Man, making it, brother. Making it. I feel
That's
real.
what it's all about right there. That's what it's all about right there, man. Love it.
About to bring a segment back we haven't done in a long time, Pete.
Oh, man. Okay.
Whenever you're ready.
Well, I mean, we just got started, so I don't even know what it is. So I don't think I'm ready yet.
Yeah.
But soon. I'm excited about it.
It was a segment we used to do in the very beginning of the show, like when we would first warm up, get our conversation juices going.
All right. Well,
back when we were a 3-hour bit and we had time to warm up, you know.
I had time to extend the. Yeah, that's right.
Yeah.
We got to get right into it. No BS. This is no BS show now.
yeah.
We chopped off. No, we ain't got time for nonsense. It's all 100% right down the middle. All the just takes X's and O's, Jimmy's and Joe's. Let's go. Here on
Jimmy's and Joe's. This is Sporty McSportington over here with
That's right. That's right.
Grindtime.
The latest takes on sports. Let's go.
Welcome
in, everybody.
Are they playing or are they not playing? Get instant updates from Darian, who's on the field and
NFL Combine. We've got the Combine coming in right now. Let's say the NHL trade deadline upcoming. Here we go.
We've got Marty McMartington from the Detroit Free Press to talk about.
Marty McMartington's one of my favorites. I love
to give
the Red Wings.
Give his impressions on Javon Howard. What from the time when he was playing there with Michigan. What kind of guy is he? Let's find out what kind of guy he was.
Oh, you've morphed into Giannato in that segment.
No, that's my generic just radio guy, like hard nosed.
Hey, 1-800-700. There was a guy, Arnie Spaniard, that used to come on.
Oh, Arnie Spaniard was that dude. It was that dude. Yeah.
He'd be like, I still remember the number and everything. 1-800-777-2907. I don't know if that still works.
He don't do it no more.
I don't know. Maybe.
Hey, who was the dude, man? He used to come on like overnight, and he had like this show. He was like, I'm dedicated to make my show something different, and people would call in like depressed and sad. And,
yeah. Oh, what was that? Yeah. I know what you're talking about.
He used to like that dude, man.
Yeah, that was an interesting show. Oh, what was I remember that guy? Yeah, I used to catch it when we were on at like 6. I'd come in.
He would drive in and hear him. Yep.
And
his show was like for people who.
Oh man.
He was like, man, I remember, man.
It had like weird stories.
Yeah.
It was just a real.
People would just
like
share weird stories about sports and stuff.
Yeah. Oh
man, my dog was dying, and the Georgia Bulldogs won 1-1 for the Bulldog. I was like, man, all right, say less.
There'd be some kind of like maudlin music playing in the background.
Yeah, man.
Yeah, man.
That man's show used to be a vibe though.
Let's think about it, man.
It's like, man, I remember
middle of the night.
Ben.
You said Ben. I was like Ben something.
What was that dude's name?
Ben Maurer. Ben something like that.
Because he was like, he's like, I'm unapologetic. Like, this is my platform. Like, I want our show to be a show where people can talk about how sports has healed their lives. It was dope. Like, I used to, if I was suffering from insomnia, I cut that dude on. I used to have like a plug-in radio sitting in the bed with me before like the phones could do everything. I'd be laying in bed with a plug-in phone in the wall, plug-in radio, listening to it.
You be calling in.
Yeah, no, I ain't never called in.
Ben Maller. Ben Maller?
That was his name?
Right? Is that right?
No,
Ben Maller
I don't know.
was a guy.
Ben Maller is actually pretty good.
You know what I'm talking about?
Yeah, Ben Maller. Yeah, he comes on overnight at 5.
Yeah, he does overnights. Yeah.
Dang.
He's a Ben Maller show.
He's like a cross section of life and sports or something like this.
Something like that. I think so.
Then he has these like weird games where you're naming porno stars or wrestlers or something. It's weird.
I like it.
Yeah.
I like it.
Look at Harden. Harden says, yeah.
I don't think this is the dude,
Harden,
man.
That's Harden's.
Is it weird?
Well, in any event.
Anyway, it might be him. I don't think this is him.
I don't know. But let's talk sports. Come on. Stick to sports.
Come on.
Sain.
Come on.
Jeez Louise. Out here. Ridiculous. All right, we're gonna talk with our buddy CJ. I can't wait to talk to CJ about the
sports,
the Juwan Howard situation since he's a Michigan guy. Love to hear that.
Now you about to race bait. Now we're about to race bait. All right.
I don't want to hear. No, I don't want to hear. No, I don't want to hear yesterday. I don't want to hear after yesterday. After Mr. Hood can't control his hoodness, I can't. I don't want to hear anything about race bait or anything else out of here.
Oh, now you want to ask the black guy. Ask the black guy from the University of Michigan what he thinks about it. Okay, this is one of those type of shows. I got you. I got you, bro. I see what you're doing, man.
Yeah, you see what I'm going on? Yeah.
It's almost like black people are needed until some trauma happens. We got to talk about black trauma on the radio. This is the only time we got to.
Yeah, no, absolutely. That's what I do. That's my MO, baby. We bring on proud black man CJ Hurt to come in and talk about Michigan.
HBCU alumni.
That's exactly right. HBCU Tuskegee's finest. So we'll talk about that coming up. Also, we're going to talk. We're going to talk about what those sanctions are going to look like. I have an interesting. I have a couple interesting little discussions that have cropped up over the last little bit. One of them, a couple involving the NBA and the latest kind of what the future of the league looks like. One of them involving Zion and his future, which continues to get murkier and murkier, as even now the Pelican fans are starting to turn on Zion.
Oh man, it's over.
It is getting ugly, and so there's that word of the day is Schadenfreude.
What now?
No. Schadenfreude is
there. He is with the words of the day.
Quit showing out, man.
Schadenfreude is the German word for shameful joy. It's the joy you feel at seeing someone else's pain. And that's what the Grizzly fans are seeing right now and feeling with regards to Zion versus Ja. A little of that Schadenfreude, saying, hey, could have been us.
Translate to you hate to see it, basically.
Exactly. Translates to I'm glad it happened to you.
Sucks to be you.
And the word of the day is what again, Peter?
Schadenfreude.
Schadenfreude.
SCHDENFREUD.
There it is.
Thank you.
All right, we need one a day. You double down on it. Need one a day. Gotcha.
That's it. I got you covered right there. She's called. It's literal German translation is shameful joy. So it's your joy that you feel at someone else's shame. Mm-hmm. Whenever you get that good feeling when somebody has something bad happen to them. That's Schadenfreude, right there.
I got some Zion Wilson thoughts.
I thought you had some Schadenfreude. Okay.
I mean, I've already shared my Zion thoughts. He's finessing.
No, he's got some. Anthony Sain has got some Schadenfreude in his heart. No question about it.
Sometimes.
No question. I think we all do, quite frankly.
Yeah.
You know what makes your word of the day better if you can get Anthony Sain to try and spell it.
No, it ain't happening.
That's nice.
What y'all not
Anthony Sain's a good speller.
What y'all not do is question my intelligence.
No, that's what I'm saying. Anthony Sain's a good speller. I'm not gonna question Anthony Sain's spelling is not an analog for your intelligence. So just because you can spell doesn't mean you're smart.
No.
You can't spell doesn't mean you're not smart.
Just adds a little parsley to the.
Bro, don't you hate when you send a typo out on Twitter and it's been out for hours before you realize? Mm-hmm. I'm like, man, this looks stupid.
Do you pay for the?
I'm
thinking about paying for this joint. I ain't gonna lie. I'm thinking about paying for the Twitter Blue. Y'all got me. Y'all about to give me Twitter. I ain't gonna lie to you because I have too many typos.
It's Twitter Blue. Man.
I just want to edit just to change it to something totally different. Like
I don't want to edit. See, this is the whole thing. Let me.
Your take is about to be bad too. But go ahead. What you about to say is about to be a real bad take. But go ahead.
No, it's not. I don't ever.
Because I know exactly what you're about to say. Go ahead, man.
Well, let me tell people how to get in touch with us here on the AutoZone listener line. Get in the zone. AutoZone. 360-8255-901. 360-8255. You can hit us up there. We are available via the text line, the phone line. The listener lines are open. You can chat with us on the various streams that we're on. Any of that stuff, you can hit us up 6080 Mount Moriah Extended on a 38115. You want to just physically snail mail us something. We'd love to get that too. We're here for you. We want to communicate with you. We love you. Please send all that stuff away. Now, you're saying my take is about to be.
I already know what you're about to say. Go ahead, though.
What am I going to say?
You're going to say something about, just no need to edit something. It just cause so much confusion. And go ahead. Or something about why do we care about social media at all or something like that. Go ahead, Pete.
Well, I mean, I'm not going to say that why do we care about social media at all. That's self-evident. That would be foolishness. What I am going to say is you don't need it. The whole point of not having an edit button is that what you tweet is supposed to be like how many tweets have been historic or extremely revealing about people, and they are saved in perpetuity. If you edit them, all of a sudden now somebody could have quote tweeted or done something else, and the tweet has changed. The tweet that you have quoted is not what you thought you quoted. You could have somebody quote tweet something, and then they could edit it to something else, and now your quote tweet means that you've been caught up in something that's completely different.
But sometimes you just have a typo. And there's also an easy fix to what you're saying too. There should be an indication that a tweet has been edited. It just takes like a little asterisk or something, like a little bird. Put a little blue bird.
But again, that doesn't always fly. People don't notice that, and you don't necessarily know exactly when it was edited, how many times it was edited.
This is what happened.
What you clicked what was edited? What was actually edited out?
You click the little blue bird, and it shows you a little edit history. There you go. Just Facebook.
You could convince me on that one. I don't know. I don't like it. I like the way it is. I like it just raw dog. You mess up, and that's how it is.
You just like to come in there and just shoot the club up. Huh? Let God.
That's it.
Let God.
That's it. Just let that's
God
exactly
sort them out. There you go.
That's exactly right. Yeah, you come out here and you make those Twitter mistakes.
Hey, let God help.
That's what it is. That's what it is. It's gonna happen.
I feel you, man.
That's life.
Okay, enough of this talking about sports. I can't take it.
You're gonna be.
I'm about to go back down the dial. I knew that. I knew nothing was changed down here. Come on now.
We're going to talk to our buddy Steven Johnson coming up at 2 o'clock about the Tigers. After a humbling afternoon in Fort Worth, they are kind of trying to figure out now what to do a little bit. Yeah, the Dallas-Fort Worth area always a little tricky to the Tigers at times, and this was no exception. So now what do you do? Take on Temple, a team that you should be able to handle. You've got 3 of the Final 4 at home. Including a game against Houston. They really need to run the table and see what happens after that. We'll see if Steven's got any insight into Penny, any insight into the team as they go into the final run. We're almost in March, man. We are 3 weeks away from the NCAA tournament, I think.
Yep.
Something like that. 2 weeks, 4. We were close. We're close. We're well under a month, so it is time. It's time to get really, really serious about college hoops. Also, I'm curious. Do you think that Luka Doncic is going to be offended by Mark Cuban saying that he got humbled? He said that Mark Cuban, in an interview with The Ticket in Dallas, said, "I think he was humbled a little bit. I think Luka didn't like being called out for his weight and other things, and it finally clicked that there's a level of discipline that's required. All athletes at his level go through it, where things are just easy and you're always used to being the best and you're always used to getting all the accolades. Then when something doesn't go according to expected, it makes you reconsider." How about that? You think he's going to be a little taken aback by his owner?
I don't know. I don't really care what Luka cares about or says about anything.
Well, I bring it up because between that and then Zion's situation with New Orleans, it continues to be a marvel that the Grizzlies are doing pretty much
these
everything.
Fat prima donnas on these teams, man.
Everything seems to be pretty much right where it needs to be with Ja.
Yeah.
And it continues to be pretty much a perfect example of how to handle things.
Ja could take another 40, 50 pounds, and he'd be fine.
How about 40 or 50? He could take another 15. Probably.
He could have a fat boy summer like Zion and Luka have done, and he'd be.
Ja cannot have. Ja is not. He's just incapable of it.
That's what I'm saying. It won't even hurt him. He could go out there and do what they do, and he'll be.
Number one, I don't think his body would allow.
That's what I'm saying.
He's just one of those guys. But number two, he's not. His upbringing, his demeanor, the way he handles himself. He's always going to be working. Like I would never. Yeah. I would never worry about. That's why, like anybody that was trying to make any kind of comment about Ja wilding out on that, G12 flying up to Cleveland with the tequila and the money and all that stuff, just being goofy. I That's why I can't believe he's doing that. You know, people like got a little bit upset about that. Man, this dude, the one thing you don't have to worry about is Ja being professional and working hard.
Right.
You don't have to worry about that at all. There's no. So if he wants to, go out there and again, let me remind everybody, just because he wasn't taking Instagram, Michael Jordan.
Exactly. Thank you for going where you're going.
Your icon, your hero, the man who's revered as the king of competitiveness and all that stuff, went to a casino in Atlantic City before a game, the night of or the night before a playoff Game 7 in Madison Square Garden. He was in Atlantic City, down at the other end of New Jersey, gambling hundreds of thousands of dollars
overnight
till all hours of the morning. And then he flew out, and then he went back up and went to Madison Square Garden, and they won the game. He's
only difference was there were no smartphones. There were no
exactly.
There
people
were no devices
didn't
where I could record something instantly put it on.
Oh my God, I'm playing craps next to Michael Jordan. Michael Jordan's here in the casino with me.
Imagine if that era we were in that happened in this era, it would be the same.
You can't do it.
Yeah,
you can't do it.
Like
you can't do it.
I had this conversation with my brother. He was like, "Man, it was just a bad look for John." I said, "Man, we don't know what." He was like, "Jordan didn't do that." I said, "How do you know? How do you know?"
You know my takeaway from it? That once he get his contract, there will be more money.
There's going to be more money.
Yeah, there's going to be more. That was the
dudes.
rookie contract money. That's what I was looking at.
It's going to be more money and more dudes.
Yeah, it's going to be more money and more dudes. That's what I was
people should have there is no concern whatsoever. This is a new. I'm not into the conspicuous consumption of the new generation. People putting stuff out there. That's not my thing.
But that's what they do.
I mean, hey, it's what they do. It's not like it's the first time. It's not like he's something new. He's been doing this his whole career. So that's what he does.
They document
he's proud of it.
The spoils of their victory.
Absolutely. And again, they are, man, today's generation is so much in better shape and in better condition and better capable of handling this stuff than the prior generation. All the stories you see people on the road. Wilt Chamberlain's out here.
Come on, man.
Having sex with 20,000 women, he said.
Magic Johnson sex orgy.
Do the math on that. Magic Johnson's out here just
come on, man. Like
swordsman, just out here like Zorro,
wild,
poking and sticking and poking everywhere. I mean, it's and that's what they did, and that's we didn't document all that stuff,
right.
but that's the way that it was. I mean, if you look at the math on Wilt Chamberlain,
had 14 kids.
Oh my God!
Come on, man.
And people and forget. I mean, Karl Malone. Let's not even talk about Karl Malone's situation. And you got all these other dudes out here. Calvin Murphy. Geez, Louise.
Yep.
That's a whole thing. You can't. Man, look.
Michael Jordan said guys were snorting cocaine.
These guys are doing actual drugs, drinking, doing all this. These kids are playing PlayStation. They're in their hotel rooms playing PS5 with a headset on and making music, getting in the studio and making stupid music for the most part. I'd rather Hadouken. I'd rather have Hadouken than Jaren Jackson Jr. is found in outside of valleys
in the face because they weren't his kind.
Charles Barkley threw a little person through a plate glass window one time.
Yeah. These kids are just kids, man.
And we venerate Charles Charles is telling the truth. Charles, the stuff, the shenanigans that he got into.
Right.
Get out of here. So it's if John wants to, basically just play pretend with the money. Hey, whatever. That's cool. That's fine.
He's having the time of his life.
Nothing compared to what these kids did.
Flying in this kid was an unranked high school player 4 years ago. All right, 4 years ago. No, 5 years ago.
Oh yeah, 5 years ago.
And now he's flying in a private jet with his buddies, with his dad.
Exactly, man. Come on.
Celebrating, man.
That's exactly right, man. Just enjoy it and enjoy him and enjoy the fact that he's far more professional than some of these dudes that are out there. Again, look at Zion, who's not kept up with himself physically, has not made any contact. C.J. McCollum. I think about this over All-Star break. C.J. McCollum, who not only is a brand new Pelican, not only is a keystone piece of the Pelicans because of what he's able to do. And he's come in, and to his credit, the first 5 games for the Pelicans, he shot 51%, averaging 30 some odd points a game. He's done exactly what you would want a guy like that to do.
And he's also
the president of the NBA Players Association.
Right.
This man said, "I have not gotten in contact, and Zion has not gotten in contact with me.
Yeah.
The easiest guy his number is literally handed out to every player as part of the package for the union and all that stuff. Like here, hey, this is your president, C.J. McCollum. Here's your union rep, blah blah blah. The easiest guy in the league to get a hold of, and he hadn't talked to him.
Do you think
what does that tell you?
It tells you that
what does that tell
it tells you it's a very strange situation there for sure.
Yeah.
Do you think
Zion it tells you everything you need to know is what it tells you?
You think he's played his last game in New Orleans?
Yeah.
If they got any sense, they better trade that dude.
Yeah, I do. Again, and go back to the last thing that we talked about yesterday, right before the end of the show, when the Pelicans sent out their season ticket information for next year and did not include Zion.
Yep.
Included C.J. McCollum and Brandon Ingram and Jonas Valanciunas.
The future.
But not Zion. I think that's very telling.
Yeah.
Even they are not comfortable selling people on Zion because they either don't know for sure or they do know for sure. And either way,
you in bad shape.
It ain't good.
Well,
So,
I'm buddies with a lot of Pelicans fans via Twitter. Being the tribal chief of Grizz Twitter, I have had several encounters with.
That's right. You're the kind of the ambassador, representing Grizz Twitter to other folks,
to other fan bases, and
that's right.
Talking to some of the ambassadors of lesser communities, poverty-stricken fan bases.
Yeah.
I've spoken to some of their ambassadors and leaders, trying to delegate trying to create some type of goodwill, charity case type of situation, donations, those type of things to the impoverished fan bases, but. They're tired as well. They've been tired of Zion, man. Like, this ain't like nothing new. It's like they don't even count him in any future plans. You know what I mean? Like, so, yeah, they're kind of like, well, whatever we get from him is fine. I'm gonna throw something out that people aren't on the whole Zion thing, because there are a lot of people who are saying they're totally out on Zion. I'm not there yet, at all. I'm not giving up on Zion Williamson at all. Because I was talking to a good friend of mine, Cam Rose. Like I'll tell you about this type of stuff all the time. Cam has a lot of kind of left field thought. And he said, we didn't do this with, he was like, did we? He either said we didn't do this or we did the same thing with, but the person he said was Joel Embiid. He reminded me Joel Embiid didn't play for 2.5 years when he got drafted. I forgot all about that. I was like, Cam, what are you talking about? I said, he was out a year. He's like, no, go look it up. And I looked it up. I was like, "Dude, I totally forgot."
Yeah, but the reason why he didn't play was a lot different than the reason why.
Yeah, I get it. Yeah, for sure. But I'm just saying because of his age, you can't give up on him.
And his age, and also his upbringing. The fact considering what Embiid had gone through, the difficulties, from his family, and I mean, it was a whole. He's 7'3". He's extremely tall. Like. And he was involved, much more so even than Zion is. Mm-hmm. What I love is, and we'll play the audio later on in the show. So Darian, just kind of keep an eye on it. But from First Take today, JJ Redick, who is a serial liker of my posts. Yes, he does. He's a serial liker.
Retweet some of the stuff I be saying about his tail and see what he said.
And so anyway, JJ Redick. But here's the important thing. So he goes on today with Stephen A. and all that. And remember this: former teammate of Zion, JJ Redick, also a guy who is represented by the same agency that Zion is represented by, and a guy who went to the same school as Zion. So there's a lot invested in JJ Redick, kind of covering up for Zion. Or at least kind of, there's some investments, there's some reasons why he might be inclined to look favorably on him. And he said he is a detached teammate. He said that is a pattern of behavior with Zion. It's a complete lack of investment in your team, in your organization, in your city. Said I can say that he is a detached teammate and is not interested in what's going on. That is not just some random guy saying that. That's not Stephen A. Smith saying it. That's a guy who was from the same school, the same agency, and a guy who does not like the GM who is like out there with it.
Yeah.
Mm-hmm. Yeah, but that's what I mean. Like you would think that he would be like, Zion's right, the Pelicans suck and all that. Like no, he's lighting him up and saying that he's done. So to me, that's about as damning as you can get. as a guy calling out Zion.
Are you agree with me now that he's been tanking this situation the whole time?
I mean, yeah, I don't know, man. It's at the very least. I'm not going to go so far as like tanking it because that's the part I don't agree with you. But I think he just hasn't been taking it seriously, and he hasn't been, and he's perfectly fine with, like whatever happens if he pisses off people in New Orleans. That's fine.
I just don't think this is a permanent thing. I think it's something that he's planning on cutting on and off.
Well, it can't. But the thing is, it can't be. It can't be. We have to take a break. But it can't be. He said, this just shows a complete lack of investment in your team. Send a text to a guy when he gets traded to your team. That's just normal behavior. That's the bare minimum. And he can't even do that.
Especially when he's the
to
president.
C.J. McCollum, who is also the president of the Players Association. That is bad, man. You got Ja and Jaron out here wearing jitty hoodies and stuff. Supporting John Konchar's
business and
cottage industry. This is that's how you support teammates. They don't have to do that, but that's the kind of guys they are. And Zion can't even be bothered to text the head of the Players Association,
like my guy,
who's one of the bigger stars in the league when he's traded to your team. I mean, that's all you need to know right there.
Hey, real quick, going to the break. We were talking about the Luka Doncic thing. There was a guy that replied to that tweet from crap, man, I can't think of his name. Cuban, from Mark Cuban, right? He said, "Hey, leave us alone. I enjoyed DoorDash to Luka." Oh man, I make good money doing Luka's DoorDash deliveries.
That's right. Our number one continues. We're going to talk to CJ when we come back. Real Sports Talk, Sports 56 98.5.
Be sure to follow us at Sports 56 WHBQ on Twitter, Facebook, and YouTube to watch live video of our shows. Stay up to date with station events and have chances to win prizes from Sports 56 and 98.5 FM.
Do you want a greener, more weed-free lawn? If you're like me, you can't stand the sight of dandelions, clover, or especially crabgrass. Hi, I'm Brandon Hawley, president of Lawn Solutions. We are your locally owned and operated weed control and fertilization company. We are also experts in disease and insect control on your lawn and landscape. Our uniformed technicians are full-time, year-round licensed and certified by the state of Tennessee. Lawn Solutions' personalized service is far more superior to that of national companies that promise but simply cannot deliver. We return phone calls, we keep appointments, and we want your business. What we will not do is bother you with endless phone calls or junk mail. Lawn Solutions will not sell you something your lawn doesn't need. If you're looking for a local lawn care company to kill your weeds and feed your grass, then Lawn Solutions is the finest. Call us at 867-5626. That's 867-5626. Or go online at lawnsolutionsinc.net. From our family to yours, we want to thank you for your business.
Step up your wings game at East Coast Wings and Grill. With 60 wing flavors and 7 heat indexes, do you have what it takes to turn the heat on your wings up to insanity? East Coast Wings and Grill is family friendly with a large variety menu to satisfy the whole bunch. Sign up today for their loyalty program and taste the rewards. For every $1 you spend, you collect a point. Earn 100 points and receive a $5 reward. Next to Lowe's off Highway 64 in Bartlett, come try America's best wings at East Coast Wings and Grill.
Cutting the price of your wireless bill feels good. Really good. So good, you gotta try it. With Straight Talk, you can get our Silver Unlimited plan for just $45 a month. Now with unlimited high-speed data, plus 5 gigabytes hotspot data, and no contract, with nationwide 5G on America's best networks. Why pay a whole lot for your data when you can get unlimited for a whole lot less? Straight Talk Wireless. No contract, no compromise. 5G capable device required. Actual availability, coverage, and speed may vary. See terms and conditions at straighttalk.com.
Hey, Jeff Allen, the Kia President's Day sales event is sure to make all your customers happy at Gossett Kia South Mount Moriah.
We are ready to make you smile. Check it out. 2022 Kia Forte LXS, we got it covered at $199 per month. And a 2022 Kia Soul LX, $219 a month. Both $27.99 due at signing.
Plus 2022 Kia Sorento LX, $308 a month, $34.99 due at signing, and all 36-month leases. And they all come with a 10-year, 100,000-mile powertrain limited warranty. warranty.
So whether you live in Horn Lake, South Haven, Olive Branch, or Memphis, you'll be happy at Gossett Kia Mount Moriah.
Ask for Jeff Allen, Gossett Kia South, 2680 Mount Moriah or KiaMountMoriah.com. All 36-month leases, $650 acquisition fee, $30,000 per year, 20 cents excess mileage, Forte, Indy 456, 841, MSRP 21090, Soul N78, 23215, MSRP 21515, Sorrento, NG 104027, MSRP 31460. Includes all rebates and incentives, PF 695, must finance through KMF, excludes tax, title, and license with approved credit. See dealer for complete details. Offer valid through 2/28/22, dealer stock only.
Now, back to Sports 56 Grind Time. Here once again are Peter Edmiston and Anthony Sain.
So, rain is nasty.
Preposterous.
Just nasty out here, folks. Just nasty out here, folks.
Zion to the Grizzlies. Say it's who?
It could be. I don't know, man. I don't know.
Man, finessing out here, man.
It's amazing. It's amazing to see what's happened. It's really, really, really crazy.
Mm-hmm.
All right, so we continue with the program. 360-8255, the AutoZone listener line. And joining us now, speaking of sanctions and people getting mad and people getting upset and finessing out here.
This is an unsanctioned match.
You know, you got President Biden right now speaking about sanctions to Vladimir Putin. And the Big Ten has just issued sanctions to Juwan Howard, a Michigan man, who is suspended for the rest of the regular season for his horrifying punch that he threw. An incredible, like a Mike Tyson digging with the right hand over the top to Wisconsin assistant coach who gives a crap, McGee, who was in the middle of all the fight. And joining us now is auxiliary Michigan man and Tuskegee's finest, ladies and gentlemen.
Also from the hood.
CJ Hurt.
What's going on, everybody?
Stop.
Listen, we before we get to these jokes, because good God, that was funny.
Yeah.
You can't be hitting people. All right. First, let's get that out the way, because I don't want a listener coming in being like, well, they were having fun with this, and it's a very serious matter. You're a right listener. You can't hit people. Don't do it. Let's get to these jokes, because sometimes people deserve to be hit. I got a story for you guys. Little league football. There's a guy by the name of Mike Bell, and he is working this team, beating the hell out of him, 7'8", 9", running up and down the field on him, can't be touched, gets to the corner, running like Reggie Bush, juking the hell out of people like Barry Sanders. You can't touch this dude. And the whole time he's doing it, he is letting them know he's doing it. The refs don't step in. The coach on the other team doesn't step in. My dad is the coach getting ran the hell over. He's like, yo, ain't nobody going to do anything? And then everybody look around like, no, you want to stop him? Stop him. You got it. Y'all play. There's 11 dudes on your team. There's 11 on his. Stop him. Mike Bell ends up with like 6 touchdowns in the game. And talking trash the entire game. Time to go shake hands, which why we do this, I don't know, but I love it. Time to shake hands. Mind you, I think the statute of limitations is up. This happened in the 90s. I don't think anybody can go to jail. 7, 8, and 9-year-olds. My daddy, Conrad Sr., looks them in their eyes like, yo, if anybody say anything you don't like, whoop their ass. Guess what? Hey. In that line, Mike Bell probably said something and got suplexed. Now Mike Bell catching hands. Great day for Mike Bell, but shook hands, said the wrong thing to the right dude, and got body slammed. And learned a lesson in sportsmanship, right? So, sometimes these things, these skirmishes have to pop off. I'm not saying it needs to pop off with 7, 8, 9-year-olds, but I think everybody learned a valuable lesson that day. And I think everybody learned a valuable lesson in Madison, Wisconsin. Don't touch anybody when they mad. If they screaming F you might want to back up.
Yep.
You certainly don't want to touch
Walk
nobody
in like,
else.
what's going on over here?
Yeah, what's going on, and screaming and hollering, because, screaming and hollering escalates stuff, and that's how you end up getting slapped. If you try and de-escalate the situation, de-escalate it. Otherwise, get out the way. Certainly don't go and antagonize it. Otherwise, you get slapped, and that's just a natural consequence, man.
But hang on. But let me ask you this. Let me ask you this, okay? What would you say to somebody what if a person out there had the audacity to say that this man was from the hood, and he grew up in the hood of Chicago.
The dark
and
streets of Africa.
That, quote, the hood came out in him, and he couldn't control his, quote, hood influences.
I ain't say that now.
What would you say to that? I mean, to me, that's a shocking
That ain't what I said at all, CJ, but
what would you say to that?
Listen, I would argue then that a lot of people not from the hood come from the hood because I've seen people from the country get the tape slapped out their mouth. But it's basic respect, man.
CJ.
Like, you should not don't hit people. That does not mean that you as a person deserve to do things that might require you to get hit, right? Like, don't put yourself in that situation.
CJ, with that being said, do you find it a coincidence that the two most ridiculous moments in college basketball this year came from two individuals that are former NBA players from North Memphis and the mean streets of Chicago, respectively? Do you think there's any coincidence to this? With that being said.
Listen, I think that background does play a part in it. But,
Thank you.
You're
competing.
Thank you, bro. No, you're competing, right? And that's the biggest part. We see coaches lose their minds routinely, right? We see Coach K, Tom Izzo, whomever in football, Brian Kelly, we see them turn into anger from inside out, right? Just you see the flames coming out of their head routinely. Right. It's sports, man. It's competitive. You're trying. It's a lot of emotion tied up in it, and that leads people to show their frustration, right? And it's fine to show frustration. It is not fine to slap a dude, right? Like, that's the line. Show your frustration. Cool. He grabbed Juwan's arm. Juwan grabbed his collar. He said, let go. Juwan let go, put a finger in his face. All of that, everything up to the slap across the face is fine. Once you slap a dude, though, that's where it becomes a problem. Coaches lose their jobs. And this is the thing I seriously hope was explained to Juwan, and I hope he gets it. And Juwan is a smart dude. He's grown as hell. He's lived. He doesn't need a whole lot of lecturing. But, like, forget this being Juwan Howard's dream job. This is Michigan's dream coach, right? Like, Michigan fans want that administration, that athletic department wants Juwan to be there for as long as they can keep him there. 20, 30, 40, hell, 50, 60 years. Juwan coaching until he's 110. They want him there, right? But they can't keep him there if he doesn't get that under control. It'll cost him a job. Today, thankfully, it was a coach. But God forbid if it was one of his players, we're talking about Greg Marshall. If it was an opposing team's player, we're talking about Woody Hayes, right? If it's a referee, it's a different situation where now we've got to move on from Juwan Howard. And that's something that is fixable and it's preventable. Hopefully, Juwan gets the message with this 5-game suspension and just does not strike a coach again. And Juwan's got a history with beefing with some of these coaches, and that's understandable because they're your competition. You're competing against them.
And they hating on him.
Not saying you got to like, and they're hating on you.
And they saying all kind of stuff behind him that they think he don't know about.
Fine.
Exactly.
All that's fine. You address it verbally. You cannot strike a dude. You do petty stuff. You Mark Richt it, right? I'm comparing football and basketball as apples and oranges, but you're sending everybody onto the court to celebrate, right? You stun on them like that. You call the timeout next game. You get up, you beat the hell out of Wisconsin. You don't call just one timeout. Call back-to-back multiple timeouts to let them know what you think about that, right? There are ways to go about doing this to show your displeasure and to stunt on people that will not cost you your job. Is it good sportsmanship? Hell no, it's not good sportsmanship. Do I care about that? Hell no, I don't care about that. Like, that's fine. Your fans are going to embrace it. Your fans are going to love it. You can't, though, strike somebody. You can't get physical with people. That is it. That's
don't
the,
do the
clear line.
When Olivia Newton-John says let's get physical, you should not. Don't listen to her. It's very important.
Yeah.
That you
and I'm not saying I'm not excusing it. I'm just saying I understand it.
Yeah, no, I
that sort of sounds like
it.
you're excusing it.
No, it just means it's saying I understand what triggered it. I understand what button was pushed.
I understand what buttons was pushed. That doesn't mean that
I understand. I understand lots of things. I understand why certain people do all kinds of things, but doesn't mean that has any kind of difference in whether you should or shouldn't do it. I mean, you're held to a certain standard. That's the whole. That's the whole point. Is he's supposed to be on a different standard. I think I go back to what I said yesterday, CJ, and I think he's triggered. He's triggered by the end-of-game timeouts because what happened with Chris Weber. I think every time he sees a man take a timeout late in the game, it's just
You keep making that jump, Peter. I'm gonna drive up there, and then we're gonna talk face to face.
Slap this man.
You gonna slap me? Hey, now what should have been the suspension? What should have been the suspension for the Wisconsin assistant coach who did the D-Generation X crotch chop?
He should have got a game. Let's talk about that for real. If everybody else is trying to de-escalate the situation, why are you doing the DX thing?
You can't crotch chop?
And sees a crotch chop. If Musa Diabite, whatever Musa's last name is, if he looks up and sees you tell him, get you some of this like you Triple H, and they come over there and slap you again, Peter, at some point in time in this conversation, I said, listen, people do things that, might warrant a
I'm going to say, hey, I'm going to say this. If a grown adult ever unironically crotch chopped at me to try to tell me it wasn't joking about it. It was doing it as a serious. I might make an exception for that person needing to be slapped.
Imagine you accidentally.
You're not going to invite me to your junk, man. You getting slapped?
No. you accidentally get cut off on the interstate. Car rolls up to you, screaming, hollering, cursing at you. You like, my bad or whatever. You pull into the Kroger parking lot. Dude pulls in beside you, hops out his car, and hits you with the crotch chop. It's on and popping in Kroger.
Yeah.
It just has to be. You can't be out here doing stuff like that, especially after everybody is trying to calm it down. You are very clearly continuing to antagonize. Chill out, man. Stop doing things to get slapped. That don't mean you slap people, but definitely don't do things
within reason to get slapped. Yeah.
Come on, man. Don't slap people. Do not slap people. But again, don't do things that require slapping.
CJ, something else that I said yesterday. Me and Peter had a great discussion about this. You might want to go check out the podcast available on all podcast networks. There was a moment where assistant coach No Name, I talked to Peter about, okay, bro, I understand what you're saying, Peter, but once you establish that you're feeling some type of way, and there are barricades set up protecting you from other people. Once somebody crosses that threshold, you're kind of throwing rules out of the because I don't know what your intentions are. You understand what I'm saying? I'm talking about the moment where there's a couple. This looks like security to me, and then Coach No Name walks. He forces himself through that crowd. If I look up and I see you're this close to me, my natural instinct is, okay, this guy doesn't mean me any good. I need to slap this dude.
Yeah, no, not with Juwan. You can make that argument with the players though. I definitely don't.
But your safety is your safety, man.
It's a game for Musa. It's a game for Terrence Williams II. And I'm not sure if they should have gotten anything. I know you can't throw punches. Okay, cool, whatever. But to your point, Anthony, once people start shoving past you and trying to tackle you and start trying to grab you, and you're at the players, not Juwan Howard. Juwan slapped somebody. The suspension is right for him. But with those players, right? Once you're trying to de-escalate it. Terrence Williams, you can see him read his lips. He is telling it, we good, we got him, we good. And then when they start rushing him and rushing Musa, and they throw 2 punches each, I do believe, what more do you want them to do? They are acting as the escalators in the situation. They are trying to move their coach out of the way. When the slap happens, Wisconsin players run up, coaches run up, start pushing them, start trying to grab at them, and somebody throws a punch at Williams. So after you get hit in the jaw, what you want me to do about it? It was real funny, though. When Musa threw that second punch, everybody on Wisconsin backed the hell up, right? They're throwing punches. We trying to talk. They trying to fight. Nope, we don't want that. Now we'll back up. Well, hell, sense that beforehand. You use your senses. Pay attention to body language and body posture and everything, right? It's clear when Juwan grabs Wisconsin's coach by the collar, it is clear he don't want to talk to nobody.
Yeah, just leave it alone.
Stop. Leave it alone. Back up. And I'm saying this for the children out there, for the youth out there. I'm not saying this to excuse what happened with Coach Howard. Again, don't slap people. That's how you catch a 5-game suspension with your team fighting for postseason appearances, right? That is right. But just in the future, for future reference, if you out in these streets and somebody like, no, I don't even want to hear that, and they start getting loud with you, back up. Give them space. Just, all right, I got you. There's a right way.
You're educating today, man. I appreciate you.
There's a right way to go about talking in heated moments, right? And you've got to let people come down and calm down before they're ready to listen to what you got to say, right? So if they're not trying to hear it, don't force it on them, because that's just going to agitate, aggravate, and anger them more. It may lead to, you getting slapped. And I'm team no slap over here. Don't do things to get slapped, and don't slap people. So take that lesson with you. Juwan Howard, again, can't be slapping people. 5 games, that is the right amount. If the Big Ten wanted to step in and do something for the Big Ten tournament, I get it. Just as long as he gets the message, it's all good.
CJ, to quote Tony Stark in the first Iron Man movie, I like to slap, but you don't have to slap once.
Something to think about. There's something to think about. I think there's wisdom. There's wisdom. There's wisdom in the words of CJ Hurt, ladies and gentlemen.
Cause you slap a joker one good time. You ain't nobody else gonna walk up on Juwan Howard like you just know Joe Schmo coach. Ever. I guarantee you that.
There's a difference in the way some people grow up, right? Mm-hmm. And that's how I grew up.
Teach, man.
And you had to. That doesn't absolve you from the consequences of your action, though.
For sure.
Was that slap worth it? That is the question. And I can't answer that. I don't know what is going on in Juwan's personal life, and Coach Howard's life, and his interactions and his dealings with his peers.
In his personal life, his peers are probably talking about him like he's crap. You know what these guys are. Come on, man.
Listen.
You know how these. You know the stuff that probably come out these dudes' mouths.
That doesn't mean you go
I'm not
around
making
slapping
excuses,
people,
man. But if he slapped him, hey, life goes on, bro. You got slapped.
It does go on.
That's a learning lesson.
That's
a learning lesson.
You understand?
That's it.
You're the but in your sentence just eliminates the previous clause that you had. I'm not trying to absolve him, but, and then the next part is you absolve him. You can't do that. It doesn't. He's you can understand him. You can say there's some justification for it. You can say there's.
But he was dead wrong, man.
His upbringing. You can say his.
Wrong.
But he was all that stuff. Yeah. Well, but if you say he's justified, then he's not dead wrong. You can't be justified and be dead wrong.
Is that true though?
That is true.
I think you can. Can't you?
Thank you, CJ.
No.
Can't you to say, listen, I get it. Like, I understand.
CJ, you know what it is. When a black man say something, it's a problem.
What?
You already know what it is, man.
Man,
I understand. You just can't do that because you're pitching.
This is like saying I'm sorry that you got offended by what I said. That's not an apology. You can't say he was justified in what he did, but he shouldn't have done it.
He ain't got to apologize. He shouldn't have to apologize.
If he's justified, then he should have done it because he had justification.
Wait. Here's the question. Do people do things that require them being slapped?
Yeah, all the time.
Certainly.
Peter, okay, but we don't slap them though, right?
No.
Like that's all. I think that's what Anthony's saying, and that's all I'm trying to say.
Yeah.
People do things that sometimes warrant some type of physical
for you to get slapped,
but you do not do that.
To give your face a tune-up. Sometimes your face needs a good tune-up.
You do not do that. Right. No matter how frustrated you get, no matter
what I'm saying, but see, this is the
line. You don't do that.
No, I get what you're saying, but again, that still is a justification of sorts. It's not. It's to say that he shouldn't have done it. Like, but there's another guy that needs. Well, no, you're kind of halfway justifying it. It's like saying
I'm 100% justifying it. But
if you believe in. I mean, it's like if you believe in if you believe somebody did something wrong to you, and you don't want to wait for the court system to handle it. I can understand your justification for doing something. And you also that's also wrong, but you also then have to deal with the consequences of those actions.
That's all we saying.
And there's a lot of let's just say a lot of gray area there. That is really tricky to deal with, and we can leave it at that. I think we can all agree on that. I think that's all. I think that's all any of us are are saying. I think we all agree on that. Like, we all have issues there. There's some issues as far how far you can go. Are you ever, absolved of your blame? Is it justified? All that stuff. I don't know. But it's good. It's a good discussion. It's a good discussion.
Peter,
and,
prime example. Before we go to the break,
I'm proud of everybody for having it.
If my son Gabe was up here yesterday. He was out of school, right? My son Gabe was up here hanging out in the studio, right?
Yeah, that's right.
All right. So let's say Gabe had some Lunchables and he was eating his Lunchables. If Gabe Coon walked into the room and ate Gabe Lunchables and came back and was like, "Yeah, saying I ate your kid Lunchable," I'm gonna slap the mess out of Gabe Coon. But they are also going to fire me. But I was well justified in slapping the mess out of Gabe Coon. That's all I'm saying, bro.
Ready to lose his job for a Lunchable, dog.
If you eat my son Lunchable, if 6'8" Gabe Coon eat my son Lunchable, I'm gonna slap the mess out of him. But if I get fired, I just get fired. But they justified in firing me, right? Because there was a justifiable offense. But I'm still justified in slapping Gabe Coon, my guy. But if he eat my son Lunchable, we scrapping him.
Is it a pizza Lunchable or nacho Lunchable?
He likes the pizza Lunchables. Just be 100%.
These are terrible.
He likes the pizza Lunchables with the Kobe Bryant body armor juice. That's what he likes.
Why does anybody want the pizza Lunchable? Like,
I have no clue. It is so nasty. That's what Gabe.
It's like a raw pizza. Like, who would eat a raw pizza? You don't cook them? Like, what do you?
I have no clue why he likes that kind. That's the only kind he likes. It's the raw pizza, cold sauce.
No, my kids like Lunchables are
trash anyway.
Yeah.
The Gabe loves.
I'll put in their lunch. I put in like, I'll chop up some like cheddar cheese, and I'll put in like same kind of thing. I'll put in some like
they don't want it.
Turkey slices. They won't touch it.
Nope.
But if you put it in a stupid Lunchable box, it's worse. It's worse. Lunchables are great, Dad. Thanks for putting those in.
This ham-like product you just gave me.
This turkey-ish meat substitute is delicious, Dad, and this pasteurized cheese product is amazing.
It doesn't expire for 2 more years. How's that? It doesn't expire until 2024.
Hey, Peter, if you want to ride on Lunchables, let me know. I'm down to slap somebody.
Slap somebody, man.
Yeah.
Man, you just get me mad thinking about a Gabe messing with my kid food. I'll slap Gabe tall tail.
You about to slap Gabe? Gabe's gonna walk in. Hey man, what's going on? Wham!
Hey man,
I'm almost found.
On 2-2-2-2 day, you gonna get slapped.
You gonna get 2 to the dome.
Celebrate Tuesday.
Man,
that's right. Come on Tuesday. Let's go. 2.
And it's National Margarita Day.
I ain't doing nothing.
That's right.
A black man can't have nothing in America. I ain't celebrating nothing.
Damn.
I ain't giving y'all my money for nothing out here. You can't defend yourself.
Racism, it's racism with margaritas.
Racism margaritas?
We all like unite around
black people can't have margaritas? Black people can have margaritas. I've seen black people drink margaritas.
What's the day y'all gonna celebrate black? Y'all gonna support black business? What day y'all gonna do that on? Everybody
black businesses don't serve margaritas?
National Black Restaurant Week is in 2 weeks. What do you mean?
What are you talking? Black restaurants don't serve margaritas?
I don't know.
This is a new one to me.
Hey, Peter, you going to Black Restaurant Week with me?
Well, yeah, I mean.
Hey, I'm letting you right now. Service for to be bad as a mother.
Hey, CJ. Hey, CJ.
Service for to be bad as a mother.
Real fast. No, hold on. Real fast. I want CJ to tell the story of when I went over to his house last year. Was it last year for Juneteenth when we did the?
No, it was 2 years ago.
2 years ago. Tell me the story about. Tell the story real fast about how you want to support black-owned businesses. And
I told everybody what time to be at the event. I told them 6. I'm running around Memphis at these black-owned establishments. Now, I called and placed my orders beforehand, so everybody knew, like, I'm coming in at this time to pick my stuff up so I can get back home and set up. First off, all that stuff was late, Anthony. I love my people.
Yeah. No, go ahead, man. Go ahead.
And then, wait.
Go ahead, my bad.
Be there at 6. Cool. 6 o'clock, all the white people there. All of them are there on time, prompt. Anthony, all the white people and Zach Boyd, they were there
on time. Yeah,
on time.
I was there like 10, 15 minutes late, and I was like, "Oh man, I'm sorry, I'm gonna be late." And it turns out I was
early,
early.
No. Late is 7:30. That's when everybody else showed up.
Yeah,
Peter and the rest
that
time to show up, eat, drink a little bit, and leave before the black people decided to show up.
That's because I had two functions, so I was like, well, I'm gonna hang out with CJ for a little bit. I'm gonna go with my other function, and I thought I would, I'd see I saw CJ and his lovely wife and
got about it.
Some white people and Zach. And that was about it.
Zach eating a veggie plate and got about it.
I love my people,
was,
though. But
I
can say this, Peter. Anthony can say this. You know, you can't for obvious reasons. We be late than a mug, man.
If it's a 6,
late as hell.
6 means 7:30. 7 means 8:30. You got to put an hour and a
come
half.
on. Like, I don't roll like that.
I got to clean up something I said when we come back from break. Though. We're against the break, but I got to clean up something I said because I don't want no confusion.
All right, we're gonna because guess what? We're late for a break.
Yeah, we
continue here from the Family Leisure Studio. CJ, thank you.
All right, bro.
Hey, don't slap nobody today.
Man,
all right, no slap. No slap Tuesday. We'll come back here, and Sain's going to clean it up, I think, when we get back. Sports Talk, Sports 56 98.5.
Brett Norsworthy and Gabe Kuhn drive you home with Sports Time on Sports 56. Brought to you by DeSoto Auto Sales. Weekday afternoons from 3 to 6 right here on Sports 56 and 98.5 FM.
Brian Elder's Roofing Solutions.
I'm Brian Elder. There are a lot of ways to ruin your roof. Probably none worse than ice and snow. Google the term ice dam, and you'll understand that standing snow and ice can destroy your home's interior. Call me, 867-0303. Damaged ceilings or interior? It's time to call Brian Elder Roofing, 867-0303. We're a platinum preferred contractor with Owens Corning, so we've been vetted and trained by the best. You've known the name for years. Call me before you call your insurance company. We won't try to sell you a new roof if you don't need one. We'll measure your roof from outer space. Call me, 867-0303 or BrianElderRoofing.com.
Call 867-0303. Brian Elder's Roofing Solutions.
Whether you have college experience or just a high school diploma and 2 years of work experience, apply today to become a Memphis police officer. To become the best in blue, you'll train at our nationally recognized academy, and you'll receive a $15,000 sign-on bonus and up to $10,000 relocation assistance. A new era in public safety starts with you. For more details and to apply, visit joinmpd.com.
Hey, Mid-South, get ready to ride at Gossett Chrysler Jeep Dodge Ram Fiat on the Pike with the President's Day sales event. You want 2021 Jeep Renegade Latitude? We Gossett $359 a month. How about the Muscle Masterpiece 2021 Dodge Challenger GT? Only $529 a month. And Ram 1500 Express Quad Cab 4x2 returns for 2022, and we Gossett at $559 a month. Come see us trade up, and we'll give you more for your ride at Gossett Chrysler Jeep Dodge Ram Fiat. So drive past the rest and come for our best, or shop online anytime at GossettMotorCars.net.
If you want it, we got it at Gossett Motor Cars.
All 75 at 3.99, 3,500 down. Must finance through Chrysler. Chrysler Capital Bonus Cash 500. Renegade MPN 27183. MSRP 28.5. Challenger MH 665256. MSRP 37,475. Ram NS 148 241. MSRP 38,930. Includes all rebates and incentives. PF 695. Excludes tax, title, and license with approved credit. See dealer for complete details. Offer valid through 2/28/22. Dealer stock only.
Kelley Blue Book is the one-stop shop for pricing, fixing, selling, and instant cash offering. Instant Cash Offer is exactly what it sounds like. An official offer to buy or trade your car. Woo-hoo! Just enter your VIN or license plate, answer a few questions about your car's history, and what kind of condition it's in. In minutes, you'll receive an offer to sell or trade your car that you can be sure is fair. Then choose a dealer to purchase your car and schedule a time to meet. For all of the its, KBB.com.
Barks now offers you just about everything you need for your furry family member. Daycare, luxury boarding, award-winning grooming, veterinary checkups, diagnostic services including digital x-ray, fluoroscopy and ultrasound, complete dental service, vaccinations, preventative care for fleas, ticks, and heartworms, and just about any needed surgical treatment. And did I mention that we treat cats and all types of exotic pets? We are the newest member of the Barks family and the newest, most high-tech veterinary hospital in the Mid-South. Located directly across the street from Barks and Recreation, we are a full-service hospital with a fantastic, experienced staff. If you're having problems getting a timely appointment at your current vet's facility, we are here to serve you. Call us at 901-979-8888. Barks and Medication. Excellence in veterinary care.
If you're not regularly going to Central Barbecue, then you are being, I'll say it, un-Memphian.
That's not even a word.
I just made it a word. I'm drunk with power.
No, I think you just might be drunk.
Well, when this runs, that's entirely possible. But right now, I say completely soberly, if you don't eat the best barbecue in Memphis, then you're being un-Memphian.
Seriously, you can't just make up words.
I listen to your show every day. You make up words all the time.
Yeah, but not on purpose. We just get carried away. You're deliberately making one up.
Un-Memphian. Not going to Central Barbecue is like not cheering for the Tigers or the Grizzlies.
Un-Memphian.
See? Now you got it.
Now, back to Sports 56 Grind Time. Here once again are Peter Edmiston and Anthony Sain.
That wasn't oh yeah, we do go in and out, that's right. Anyway, I told Peter to send this one out. This is a black people moment. I think I need to address this on my own. I talked about if you go to Black Business Week, expect bad service. Let me clean that up when I said that, Darian. I can talk to you amongst the people. During Black Business Week, the black businesses are extremely overwhelmed because they're getting customers they've never had before. And there's way too many people coming than what any business could deal with on a normal basis. So when you go, be patient with them, support them, see what they got, see what's on the menu.
And buy gift cards.
Buy gift cards, yeah. And come back another time, weeks, days, months later, whenever, when it's not as hectic. Black Business Week gets overwhelming. So when you go, you probably should expect long wait times and maybe some mistakes with the order or whatever, because it's going to be an overwhelming experience because so many people come to these restaurants. They modify their menu. They don't have the full menu sometimes. The staff is already overwhelmed. But, yeah, support black business. Is it next week? I believe it is. But, yeah, support.
Mm-hmm.
Pete, I told you to sit this one out, but it's all good.
I didn't hear that part, so sorry. My bad. I'll zip it. There you go.
Hey, support Black Business Week. Just expect, some bad, possibly a bad situation. Be prepared for it. But that's all right. We're going to push through.
That's right. Oh, wait. No, I'm sorry.
Thumbs up. Yeah. Thumbs up for rock and roll. We'll be back. Steven Johnson about to join us. Top of the hour. Sports 56 Grind Time. We'll see y'all in a minute.
Hi, folks. Bob Burkham for Sunrise Chevy. Good news for new and used car and truck buyers. The Sunrise Chevy Ranch has a great selection of new and used cars and trucks, and Sunrise specializes in low monthly payments and secondary financing. At sunrisememphis.com, you can select your vehicle, get your trade appraised, arrange financing and delivery. We'll deliver right to your doorstep, inspected and ready to go, no matter what your past credit. Sunrise wants to get you financed. Immediate financing with next to nothing down. Need body or service work? Bring it to Sunrise or schedule an appointment online. Find new roads to Sunrise Chevy, 385 in Houston, Levy, Collierville.
Yes, it's still winter. Yes, it's still cold outside. But Family Leisure wants you to start thinking towards spring and maybe even summer. So Family Leisure's pool and patio sale is happening right now. Come to Family Leisure to get started on your outdoor living space. Yes, I know it's cold and dreary outside, but this is the perfect time to think ahead. Pools are in stock and ready to go. Brand new 2022 patio furniture is hitting the floor each and every day. In-stock hot tubs are ready for delivery. You can get fantastic deals on play gyms, trampolines, grills, and outdoor kitchens. I know you are already looking forward to spring and summer, and so does Family Leisure. But if you sit on the couch too long, the best deals will be gone. So don't wait until it's too late. Stop thinking about spring and summer. Start planning for it. The pool and patio sale is in season right now. Family Leisure, 2120 Witten Road. That's Witten at I-40, where family and fun all come together.
The global shortage on chicken is finally over, but there are still places that will tell you that it is hard to find, except for our good friends at Poultry Power. Poultry Power is currently delivering chicken in bulk to your home or business at prices lower than your local grocer or food distributor. Having a cookout or catering event? Tired of being told no by other food companies when you need chicken for your restaurant? Poultry Power can save the day. Visit www.poultrypower.org to place your order now. And remember, when others tell you no, Poultry Power has the power to tell you yes.
At Jason's Deli, when you're dining in or picking up curbside, you can expect wholesome food and no surprises, just delicious sandwiches, crisp salads, and quick quality meals made with the freshest ingredients and no artificial trans fats, MSG, high fructose corn syrup, or artificial colors and dyes. Around here, a lot of thought goes into what we put into our food and what we take out of it, because you're not just taking a bite, you're getting a taste of who we are. New items are constantly being created to expand our menu for all tastes and special diets with vegan and gluten-free options available. Convenience and on-time delivery you can count on. It's just a click away at jasonsdeli.com, so whether you need to feed 5 people or 5,000, the team at Jason's Deli, they have the credentials and the commitment to keep you satisfied. Freshness is nearby at Jason's Deli with locations at Ridgeway in the Park Place Center, Poplar and Highland, Germantown Road in Cordova, and on Goodman Road in Olive Branch. Jason's Deli. It's wholesome food and no surprises.
Taco Bell presents a get-out-of-bedtime story. It's time to wake up from this amazing dream, even though you're jet skiing on lemonade. How extreme! And oh, look at that, you just won the lottery. Is that a castle? Take the keys, it's your property. What's better than swimming in space? Just wait for the big reveal. It's Taco Bell breakfast and it's actually real. So it's time to wake up and bid your dreams farewell. Because toasted breakfast burritos are waiting for you, only at Taco Bell. At participating Taco Bell locations near you during breakfast hours only.
Hey, Mid-South, the Kia President's Day sales event is in full swing at Gossett Kia on the Pike, and you're going to want to make your move today. Get Kia's 10-year, 100,000-mile powertrain limited warranty and get ready to ride in a 2022 Kia Forte LXS, $199 a month. 2022 Kia Soul LX, $219 a month. Both 36-month leases, $27.99 due at signing. Plus 2022 Kia Sorento LX, we Gossett, $308 a month. 36-month lease, $34.99 due at signing. So come see Bobby J. He's going to put you in a new Kia today. Gossett Kia, 1900 Covington Pike, or online KiaCovingtonPike.com.
If you want it, we got it at Gossett Motor Cars.
All 36-month leases, $650 acquisition fee, $30,000 per year, 20 cents excess mileage, Forte, NE 456, $841, MSRP $21,090, Soul N78, $23,215, MSRP $21,515, Sorento NG $104,027, MSRP $31,460. Includes all rebates and incentives, PF $695, must finance through KMF, excludes tax title and license with approved credit. See dealer for complete details. Offer valid through 2/28/22, dealer stock only.
We are Sports 56 WHBQ Memphis and W253DF Memphis, Flynn Broadcasting Stations. Now, back to Sports 56 Grind Time. This hour is brought to you by Poultry Power. Here once again are Peter Edmiston and Anthony Sain.
Beautiful.
Randy had a nice text too. As we get ready to bring Steven Johnson on, I'm gonna throw this in real fast. He was talking about the whole John Morant thing that we opened up the show with. He said, I think we all have a tendency, myself included, to look at athletes as robots in a way. We tend to look at them as commodities. How do you think you would have felt and acted at 21 years of age when we were just given a $12 million contract and are playing on ESPN once a week? I totally agree. Especially when
LeBron did it, though.
Especially when John knows he's about to get a crazy contract. So when that
LeBron did it, no problem.
Talking about without doing stuff like John's doing.
Yeah, LeBron did it, no problem.
We don't know what LeBron was doing.
He didn't put it on wax, baby.
Well, that's what I'm saying. What he's gonna pull out a camcorder and come out with the LeBron documentaries DVD?
You know what?
He just wasn't accessible like that, man.
He may have one coming.
Yeah. It's just a different time, man. Like these kids, they document what they do for the internet to see. So, you know.
Oh yeah, they TikTok it. They'll pause it and then have it looking like it just happened all over again.
TikTok, never the Glock. Just
number one TikToker, number one TikToker.
All right, fun.
Number one TikToker.
All right. I don't know what's going on here, but welcome back again to the program. Steven Johnson joins us now. What's up, Steven Johnson?
Straight from the metaverse. Live from the metaverse.
Hey, what's going on, gang? Hey, can I add something on the John Morant stuff right quick?
Yeah, come on.
Quick?
Yeah.
Yeah.
Your beat's
I'ma say this.
getting kind of terrible these days. Come on over to the Talks with Grizzlies with us.
Hey, I'm going to say this. The portion of the fan base that love what they saw from Ja when he went on IG Live. And so, and I'll leave it at that. I found that to be very good entertainment. Like you said, that's just his generation. My little brother, I think, is the same age as him.
Mm-hmm.
That's just what they do. So
Just a
that's
kid
all
having a drink with
I
his
found
dad,
it.
you know, celebrating victory, celebrating a good life.
Yeah, I mean, look, like that caller just said, man, if you got 12 M's and you going to the All-Star game first time, you from how many people from John's hometown?
Mm-hmm.
You damn right I'm going to be on Instagram Live drinking some tequila and doing who knows what else.
Right.
Exactly.
Enjoying a drink with his dad. You know, who's better than that?
I'm saying he's out there drinking with his dad, for crying out loud. I mean, that's beautiful. That's what it's all about.
Yeah, man.
I mean, it's, like I said, Michael Jordan is smoking, drinking, gambling all hours of the night on the night of Game 7, for crying out loud. I mean, come on, man. What are we doing here? This is a different situation.
I thought it was one last thing. I was saw in somebody's comments under the video or something. Hey, John, I know you're enjoying yourself, man, but think about all the people that don't have that type of money. Why?
Why? Got time for that? This ain't that kind of situation. Hey, moment of silence. Moment of silence for those less fortunate. All right, just move on. All right.
Hey, how many of these people are Tiger fans?
Young boy up.
Well, and how many of those people are Tiger fans who are jumping all over when Penny's driving out in the Polaris with smoke and got all the other stuff going on and talking about this, that, and the other. Man, it's and with what was he recruiting in that big old van that they got tricked out with all kinds of stuff.
That van's so
the recruit. I mean, come on, man. This is either you're with it or you're not with it. But like, don't pretend. Don't be a hypocrite. I mean, just let it go. Let people have their fun. What do you care? About to slap somebody.
Yeah, don't make me feel bad.
Like Juwan Howard.
Urban Meyer over here. Hey, Steven Johnson. Steven Johnson, give us an update on the route that the Tigers still need to take for an at-large bid into the NCAA tournament. I most of the reports you see, some people have them still in, last 4 in. Some people have them, first 4 out. Where do you see the Tigers' path as far as still being able to get into the tournament? I
think for Memphis, it's pretty simple. I don't think it's the end of the world if they lose to Houston, but I think ideally you want to close the season 4-0. I think that will put them in a really good position where they might have a bye. You might not be in the first 4 in, but let's say worst case scenario, you go. I think they should beat Houston, so I'm going 4-0. I like Houston. I've seen that's a team that just plays hard and it's very gritty, but the Tigers, I think, when they're on, is just a better team. So I think if they go 4-0. Maybe win a game or 2 in the conference tournament, then they'll be fine. They won't have the best seed, but honestly, I think like if you're
just
like a 10 seed or something in the NCAA tournament, that might be their best path, honestly, to kind of going somewhat far. So I think they're fine as long as you definitely don't lose to South Florida. I know Temple's a little bit better than we thought, but there's no reason they shouldn't go 4-0 over these last 4 games and at least win a game or 2 in the conference tournament. So if they do that, they'll be fine, and we won't be sweating out Selection Sunday.
Let me let's get to it, okay? What, Steven, you're around these guys. You're around Penny. They won 6 straight games by, like, they pared down the rotation, and like there was 7 or 8 players playing, and they had a nice group together, and it all kind of seemed like it was working out pretty good. And why go to SMU and then just like forget about all the stuff that you were doing? Well, I'm just genuinely baffled by that game. What happened?
Yeah, I think it's very frustrating. I think from both the fans and even from a media standpoint, because it seems like it seemed like he kind of developed a rhythm. Like, I'm going to play a lot of guys in the first half. I'm going to press. And, maybe if I can find a guy or find a lineup, and I'll play him in the second. But when we go to the second, it's going to be the starters and maybe 1 or 2 bench guys. And Penny said it himself after the game. That game was, 41-41, 43-41. and then you put in Malco and Jaden, and then they immediately go on, what was it, a 10-0, 13-0 run, and the game was over at that point. And at that point, you're only 4 or 5 minutes into the second half. So I thought it was strange to bring him in so early, especially after they had kind of basically tied the game and it looked like they had a chance to retake the lead. And I just think it just goes back to kind of what we said. You got to be sure of what you're doing. It's not really the time for experimenting. And I think, like, just in that game, Malco wasn't giving you anything, man. SMU's going small. They're quick. Their quote-unquote center is only 6'4", 6'5". That was just a bad matchup for him, and he just came in. And I don't want to blame it all on Malco, but the team just quickly unraveled, and I think that just goes to show. I'm not sure why Penny hasn't reached the point of some of these other coaches where he's just comfortable playing guys 30-plus minutes a game, especially because it's winning time. I understand fatigue. I understand you don't want to wear them down, man. But like we said, sometimes you just got to ride your horses, man. Like, there's no reason Jalen Duren is coming out of the game or not playing more minutes, in my mind, unless there's just something going on with his conditioning that we don't know about.
What do you think about? There were some quotes that came out from Chandler Lawson where he kind of talked about the team being divided and talked about guys being on the island, and when things get tough, it goes into the locker room and on the bench and all these type of things. What are your thoughts on the quotes that he made concerning, like, clear what he calls out as being clear division within the team?
I took that as Chandler being, since he doesn't really speak to us as much, he's not as they get their training. So I think that was just like an honest answer, kind of him reflecting back on what happened during the losing streaks. And that's what him and Lester were kind of talking about. Because most of the losses they've had have come in bunches. Like, they lose one game, it becomes a 3-game losing streak. They lose one, it becomes a 4-game losing streak. So I think he was alluding to that. And overall, he was like, he just hopes the team doesn't kind of go back into that same spot mentally. Because both him and Lester said Memphis kind of came to that game on a little bit of a high horse. Playing really well, kind of feeling like they were the team that, they all thought they were. And, of course, they kind of got smacked around. So I didn't find it alarming. I did enjoy kind of the honesty from it. But like you said, he just hopes that game ends up being, as he put it, a learning lesson as opposed to a losing lesson. So I didn't take it as, like, ringing the alarm, like the chemistry's about to be bad. But I took it as him speaking on what happened in the past when they kind of experienced a loss like they did on Sunday.
Well, the way that this thing has kind of gone down, it feels like this team has really they've come a long way in some areas and maybe not really come as far as they need to in others. So you talked about how it's certainly all there in front of them. I mean, the 4 games they have left are all winnable, including the Houston game that they really need to put themselves in a position to be right there where they need to. But those lessons that we've talked about haven't always come to fruition. My thing was in the second half, watching them, I felt like earlier on in this winning streak, Stephen, we saw a lot of really good effort play. Like, it looked like the effort level, the intensity level was there. And they, would get punched occasionally, but then they'd come back and they'd fight. But it felt like, in kind of after about that 8-10 point run that ended up ultimately being a 24-point run, about 8 points in, they just looked like they just kind of gave up to some degree. Where is this team mentally in your mind?
Mm-hmm. Agree with that, because even against Cincinnati and against Houston, there were times when both those teams made a run and looked like they could potentially snatch the game out of it just for Memphis to kind of be poised and kind of fight back. You didn't see that. So I guess for me, it's kind of, was that just like a burn the tape game? Just one of those games where you just didn't have it? Or is that something that we need to watch going forward? Because I do think they have done a much better job of handling adversity in game, both the coaches and the players. So to me, I'm kind of torn between, like, was that just like a one-off, and SMU just might be that matchup for Memphis. Just like Memphis is that matchup for some other teams that for whatever reason, that small ball lineup, the fact that Memphis doesn't really have anybody that can check Kendrick Davis, and it's just a bad matchup for them. But I do think they got away from some of the things they had been doing, including going towards Jalen. I think he only got one shot in the second half. That's always unacceptable. They didn't have that same energy or effort in terms of defensively and kind of fighting for those loose rebounds, because it seemed like every tip ball every long rebound, like if there was a loose ball, it was going to SMU, and I think that wasn't luck. That was because SMU was fighting and playing harder, which we really haven't seen. So now it's just about, because Temple's going to come in and bring the same type of intensity and energy. So that will really tell us if SMU was a one-off or has this team kind of taken its foot off the gas.
Do you think that the teams that have played Memphis are finding answers for some of the things that they're doing? I can't quite get my finger wrapped around exactly what to expect from, like, Landers Nolley, for example. Like, I think he's really important, but he's really struggled to be effective offensively for most of the season. He's not shot the ball particularly well. When he has, the team is much, much better. DeAndre Williams, same kind of thing, where there's moments where he really is a dominant force out there, and then other times when he's not. Is that something that teams are scheming? Alex Lomax, who goes from spectacular performances, against Cincinnati, 9 assists, 0 turnovers, to quite the opposite against SMU. Tyler Harris. Are teams starting to scheme for the groups that they see as this adjustments that need to be made from Penny or from the players?
I think in terms of Tyler, teams are playing him a lot harder than they were when he was kind of on that tear, when he was, I think, scored averaging like 18 a game in like 4 games or something like that. So you're definitely seeing, I think he's having a little bit harder time getting the shots he wants consistently. He had a lot of shots that were kind of just short. So schematic-wise, I think teams are taking Tyler a lot more serious and making sure not to let him hit those threes and things like that. But with DeAndre and Landers, I think for them it's always just kind of mental. Like, you could kind of tell on Sunday that Landers, as the frustration kept building, like, Landers just started kind of hunting for his shot, kind of trying to do it himself. And I think that's something that they had done a good job of avoiding during the winning streak. So I don't know with him in particular if there's anything scheme-wise teams are doing. It's just more so like, is he going to force the issue, or is he going to kind of play throughout the scheme, kind of like he did against Houston, I think against Cincinnati as well. And DeAndre is also a mental thing. Sunday was probably the worst game I've ever seen him play as a Tiger over these last 2 years. So I'm going to chalk that up as just kind of just being just one of those off nights for him. But overall, he's been very effective. I don't think there's anything scheme-wise except for Tyler. I just think with Dre and Landers, they might be two of the more emotional guys on the team. And their emotions, I think, kind of got the best of them in terms of their performance on Sunday.
Steven, there's a lot of things this season that have been frustrating to everyone. Fans, probably the players, media, everyone has been frustrated about several things that happened this season. One of the things that stand out to me is the way that the whole Josh Minott situation has been handled. As with most things with this team, day to day, week by week, they change. You know what I mean? Where do you think that situation is as far as his reception, how he feels about his particular situation, his family? Do you think he's back next year? Do you think he takes a shot at the NBA? How do you think that? What is your right now 2/22/22 at 2/22 update on Josh Minott?
Well, I know for sure his family isn't happy with the way he's been used. If you follow any of those guys on Twitter, they're very vocal about his usage and things like that. So I think there has been some frustration just because, look, man, Josh is a freshman. He's going to make some mistakes. But my thing has always been, my pushback to anybody that says that has always been like, well, a lot of the veterans and older guys are making mistakes as well, too. Josh has that added, like with Malcolm or Jay. They're going to make a bunch of mistakes, but they don't have the upside of Josh does. So for every bad thing Josh might do on the court in terms of maybe missing a rotation or a turnover here or there, I feel like he's going to make up for it with a block or a bucket. I mean, he's been one of the best rebounders on the team. So in my mind, there's no real reason that guys like Malco and Jaden should be getting more minutes than Josh at this point in the season. Like there's just no rationale for it. And I think in terms of the question about is he going to come back or not, I think Josh loves it here. I think Josh loves Penny and playing, but I would not be surprised if people in his camp, I think regardless, he needs to test the waters to see if he can get that first-round grade. We know there was some buzz about that with various outlets. But I think his camp is definitely going to push him to test the waters. So I would say, man, it's probably 50-50. It just depends on what Josh wants as opposed to what those around him want. But there's definitely been some frustration. After the game against SMU, we saw him like kind of in the locker room behind. I've never seen him. He's normally like a pretty carefree, jolly type of guy. I've never seen him that pissed off. So the frustration could be building up, and Penny's going to have to address that, man. He's got to find a way to put him on the floor consistently instead of playing guys that aren't as effective in front of him.
Well, and I think it's indicative. Just it's been the thing that I've kind of harped on the most, Stephen, is the idea that I don't feel like there's a predictable rhythm of this this team. You would think at this point, with 4 regular season games left, and then whatever happens in the postseason, that there would be a fairly predictable rhythm of rotations and style of play and that kind of stuff. And there just really isn't. Like, you thought maybe there would be, but there just hasn't been as of yet. Maybe the first half where he goes a little deeper and maybe he's putting a little pressure on, try to wear down teams, tighten it up in the second half. We thought maybe that would be it, and it really hasn't. Penny after the game Sunday kind of says this was on me, this was my fault. Do you think is there a defining way of playing for Memphis other than just say let's play hard? Like, is there a defining style that Penny has?
I mean, he says there is, and I think he talked about on his radio show. Like he wants this to be an inside-out team. I think they've had, for the most part, discovered that's where they're at their best, letting DeAndre and Jalen do what they do inside, and then letting that create spacing for Lester, Landers, and Tylers, and some of those other guys to knock down shots. They got away from that against SMU as the deficit kept building. Guys start doing their own thing. So I think when Memphis is at its best, that's when Jalen is doing what he does inside. DeAndre is either creating or scoring. And then you have all these shooters that they have just knocking down those open shots that, for the most part, they did during that winning streak. As for rotations, I mean, Penny seems like he's going to be stuck on playing about 10 guys in the first half, which I think could work if you're going to press the whole half. But if you're not pressing, and it's not really a fatigue thing, you would just love to see them just crank it down to 8 or 9 guys. I just have a hard time thinking that other teams are able to play these tight rotations, but for some reason, Memphis is not. And so I don't know if this is if that's Penny trying to keep as many guys happy as possible, or is that Penny not having the confidence to kind of trust his lineup, trust his players when there's a little bit adversity. But ideally, this is a team that's going to press. That if they're going to use their depth, they're going to use their depth to press and get after you. They were doing that to start the game against SMU, but kind of went away from it for various reasons. And offensively, you let your big men create for your outside guys. That's how they should play. But it's just more about discipline, not only with the players and also with Penny, to stick through that, even if the game isn't going the way you want it. Like, I understand making adjustments, but with Memphis, it feels like less adjustments and almost just completely changing the game plan or getting away from what had been working.
How do you think everything plays out? Just got a few more games left. Do you think they get in? Think they come up short? How do you think that works out?
I think they'll get in. Like I said, I'm chalking SMU up as just kind of just being one of those nights. Some days you have it, some days you don't. I'm gonna chalk it up as that. I think I'm optimistic it will be the wake up call, because I never thought Memphis was gonna go win 13 straight or whatever the number would have been, but I think this might be a kind of a blessing in disguise. That hopefully, optimistically, will be a blessing in disguise. Just kind of give them one last chance to refocus before the postseason comes. So the Sunday's loss was concerning, but overall, I think this is a team that is going to go 4-0 to close the year. Temple, gritty team. Memphis should win. Wichita State, that's another team I think Memphis should kind of roll in. And South Florida is the worst team in the conference. So there's no reason you should lose any of these 3 games. And like I said, with Houston, they're talented. They're going to play hard. But if you smoke them on the road, you're at home, that's going to be a crazy environment. I think that's going to be a win for them too. So I think they're going to close the year going maybe 5-1, 6-1, and ultimately get not an ideal seed. They'll probably be like a double-digit seed. But I think they've got a chance, and I think they'll win 1 game in the NCAA tournament. After that, it'll depend on like who that 2 seed or who that 3 seed is, wherever they end up in the bracket. But I think they're going to make the tournament. I think they'll make a little noise in the conference tournament, and we'll be kind of talking after the season like, was this a success, or did they just pass, or was this an A+, or was it like a C+? Like, you pass, you can go to the next grade, but we need to see more next year.
Would Juwan Howard slap Penny Hardaway if they played in the first four. And Larry Brown ran up on Penny and ran up on Juwan. When he slapped Larry Brown like Pedro Martinez did with Don Zimmer back in the day.
He finna run up on nobody. Larry Brown ain't finna run up on nobody.
If he sort of casually limped up on him, what do we think?
It's too much respect, man. Penny would already know what's up.
Yeah, it'd be too much respect. If anything, they down there go back into the tunnel or something like that to handle any shenanigans they will want to get into. But no. And there's a good chance they could end up playing together, which would be.
I know they could play that first four. That'd be fantastic. I'd love to see it. Let's make it happen. Let's make it happen. I can't wait to see it. Penny call a timeout. Up 10 with 30 seconds left. Juwan, oh my God!
This man playing 15.
Juwan's over.
Man playing 15 dudes on me. Coach, he does it every game. I don't care.
I don't care. It's disrespectful.
Juwan was wrong.
I'm from South Chicago.
Don't put your hands on another man. Regardless of the situation, you never know what can happen.
Look at the common theme of agreement. Who all agrees would be over here? Look at this. These guys just know.
The common theme.
These guys just know. It's just Peter's really just you against everybody because nobody who came on has agreed with you, Peter. I ain't gonna lie.
That's right. Me against everybody. You know what I'm gonna call is Miss Carolyn. I'm gonna see what she thinks.
Miss Carolyn gonna say the Peter baby. You know I love you.
That's gonna be my tiebreaker.
Call Miss Carolyn right now. She gonna say I heard that young man talking about his son and them Lunchables. I slap somebody with my baby Lunchables too.
He just walked in.
All right. See, now I know. Okay. All right. Well, that's fair enough. All right. Here we go. Steven, thank you, man. This is great. We'll enjoy the ride, man, and we'll talk next week when we're going to be close to wrapping up the regular season. This thing's going quick.
All right, man. Appreciate y'all for bringing me on.
All right, man.
All right, bro.
He's our pal, Steven Johnson from the Daily Memphi, and we'll come back. We'll continue here. Continue this silliness. Real Sports Talk, Sports 56, 98.5.
The all-new Sports 56 Mornings with Greg Gaston and Eli Savoy. Brought to you by Action 24/7, James Gaddis Jewelers, and Acura of Memphis. Weekday mornings from 7 to 10 right here on Sports 56 and 98.5 FM.
The spring sales event is rocking and rolling at Gossett Mitsubishi on the Pike. Want 43 MPG Highway in these crazy times? We Gossett in 2022 Mitsubishi Mirage, $239 a month or $16,715. 2022 Mitsubishi Outlander Sport, 27 MPG combined in an SUV, $349 a month or $26,010. Plus, redesigned 2022 Outlander. We Gossett at $398 a month. Not a lease, you own them. And get our stellar 10-year 100,000-mile powertrain limited warranty. That's Gossett Mitsubishi, 1870 Covington Pike, or shop online anytime at memphismitsubishi.com.
If you want it, we got it at Gossett Motor Cars.
All 72 months Mirage, NH001803, MSRP 17465 Sport, NU003361, MSRP 27010, Outlander NZO53093, MSRP 29615. Includes all rebates and incentives, PF 695, excludes tax, title, and license with approved credit. See dealer for complete details. Offer valid through 2/28/22. Dealer stock only.
Looking for a good deal on ammo? Check out Tactical Guns and Gear in Collierville. Right now, 223, 9mm, and 12-gauge buckshot are all on sale. 400 rounds of 223 in sealed Spam cans for $199. 50-round boxes of 9mm full metal jacket for $19.99 a box. 12-gauge buckshot, 15 rounds per box, 8 boxes per case, on sale for $125 per case. Tactical Guns and Gear in Collierville. On Instagram at TGG_Tennessee and Facebook at Tactical Guns and Gear. Don't forget to tell them Eli sent you.
Case IH is a proud supporter of the Mississippi Farm Bureau, and thanks to a membership benefits partnership, Mississippi Farm Bureau members receive a discount of up to $500 on every qualifying Case IH tractor and piece of equipment you purchase. This discount may be used with other promotions, rebates, or offers. So join Mid-South Ag Equipment and the Mississippi Farm Bureau and pocket up to $500 in savings. Call Mid-South Ag at 662-890-3141 to get your discount today.
That dinner was delicious. What's next?
I'm thinking just the check.
Do you frequently have gas, bloating, diarrhea, stomach pain, or loose oily stools after eating?
One or more of these symptoms could be a sign of exocrine pancreatic insufficiency, or EPI, and it may be time to talk to your doctor.
If you have EPI, Creon may be right for you. Creon, pancrelipase, is an oral prescription medication that treats EPI. Creon replaces enzymes you may be missing to help you break down food properly.
Creon may increase your chance of fibrosing colonopathy, a rare bowel disorder. Do not chew capsules or contents as this may cause mouth irritation. Tell your doctor if you have unusual or severe stomach pain, bloating, trouble passing stool, nausea, vomiting, diarrhea, worsening of painful swollen joints, or allergic reactions. Other side effects may include changes in blood sugars, gas, dizziness, or sore throat and cough. These are not all the side effects of Creon.
Talk to your doctor about Creon, the #1 prescribed EPI treatment, and visit gocreon.com. That's GOCREON.com. Or call 1-800-633-9110.
I'm Gary York. I'm the service director at Lexus of Memphis. Our service department wants to be more than just a place where you get your oil changed. We do glass repair, windshield replacement, recalibration of your camera and sonar systems, even wheel repair, tire replacement, all the things you would expect from a luxury automotive dealer. Please check out our website. You can schedule your appointment, check out our specials, hours of operation, or if you'd like to do it in person, please reach out to one of our associates at 901-271-5199.
Now, back to Sports 56 Grind Time. This hour is brought to you by Poultry Power. Here once again are Peter Edmiston and Anthony Sain.
The general sort of decorum of behavior that you should apply as a teammate. Look, I wasn't the best player on any team I was on. But if there was a buyout possibility, if there was a trade possibility, I would always reach out to team. I called Ersan Ilyasova. I called Marco. I called Wes Matthews trying to get him to come to Philly. Like, this just shows a complete lack of investment in your team, in the organization, in the city. I get that he's hurt and away from the team, but you just traded for one of the 50 best players in the league, a guy that's supposed to be paired with you. Reach out and say hello. This is a pattern of behavior with Zion that we are seeing again and again. And look, I was his teammate. I can describe him as a detached teammate. That is an accurate statement.
No, he was going in on that man, for real.
Smooth operator right there.
Yeah, he was going in. Peter, real fast, I thought of an example when I was talking with the crew during the break. I'm not trying to make light or funny about this particular situation because it was a rough situation, especially to watch. The brother that was at Applebee's or wherever that brother was at, and he got into it with the older white gentleman. The older white guy said something. He called him the N-word, right? And then you've seen this viral video, right?
I have not.
Well, there's a viral video where this older white man calls this black guy the N-word, and the black guy tunes him up. Like, he didn't throw he just repeatedly kept open hand slapping him, like, you know, and it looked like he was reprimanding him more than beating him up. But it was pretty rough stuff. The brother was justified in slapping that man, but there's going to be a punishment. Like, he should be punished. Like, he probably should have charges pressed, probably should go to jail for assault, all those type of things. But it was a justifiable offense, man. But he will also be brought to justice. So, you know, that's the way of the world we live in, man.
I mean, I would not argue with that.
That's all we've been saying for the last couple of days. Man. You know, he wrong, but you know,
I would say that the nature of the offense is a little bit different,
but you don't know, Peter. You don't know what's been said. What has got back to Juwan Howard? What these guys been saying about him? You know what I mean? It may not be calling him the N-word, but it's, you know, the same type of implied type stuff, bro. You know what I mean?
Maybe I don't know. It's
like I said yesterday, Peter. If
I need more information on
that. If they walk up on you, Peter Evans, I'm gonna slap them folks.
I appreciate that. I don't want you to get yourself in trouble, but I appreciate the loyalty. I appreciate the loyalty. That's the most important thing to me, right there. What you heard going into the segment was JJ Redick going off on Zion Williamson. By the way, I saw Malika Andrews reporting that Zion finally reached out to CJ McCollum after all the discussions and everything else right there. So I'm sure that was a great conversation. Hey, man. Hey.
What's going on?
Hey. What's up?
Nothing.
Okay, cool.
On this game?
On this game. In the middle.
Just eating some wings.
Your foot still hurt?
Cool.
Yup.
Yeah. How's your okay? All right, gotta go. Bye.
Gotta go by.
Wait, weren't you just in Portland? I'm in Portland, rehabbing.
Yeah.
Quote unquote. Okay, cool, man. See you, bud. Like, I don't know. What it's just
Y'all know why
it couldn't be.
Man. Y'all know.
It couldn't be more obvious that something's up. Again, it's you can. And here now, let me fold this into a different issue, but one that I think is kind of come up as a result of this, and I see more and more people talking about it. And I got to be honest with you, like it's something I've talked about for years, so I'm on board with it. Here, I understand.
Yep, I know what you're about to say. Go ahead.
I understand the idea behind the draft. I get it. I get what people. I get what I know why the NBA wants it, and I know why the NBA is structured it the way they have to allow the worst teams to try to theoretically get the best players, to try to equalize things out, all that stuff. But you can't make people fall in love with a city. You can't make somebody like an organization. You can't make somebody like to work in a spot. And I realize that there are some tremendous benefits to being an NBA player, huge amounts of benefits, lots of money, lots of prestige, all that stuff. But at the end of the day, there are very few jobs where you are you come out of whatever training program, whether it's college or whatever, and you are just drafted by whoever to play in whatever city for whatever team, whatever organization, and that's it. Like, you don't have any say in it. You just don't. Like as much money as all that stuff. I mean, he can look around and I don't like this man. I don't like this city. I don't like these people. I don't like this organization. Well, too bad. You're stuck with them for 9 years. Now, how is that fair? How's that fair? Now, there are different, as I've said before, there are different ways to handle this besides the draft. Not every sport has a draft. The draft is not a be-all, end-all of how to get players into a league. And how many careers have we seen ruined by a guy getting picked by the wrong team? What would Darko's career have looked like if he weren't picked by that Pistons team that was full of veterans, was going to win a championship with Larry Brown, who hated him? What would
Carmelo?
Carmelo. What would Hasheem Thabit if he hadn't been saddled with that second pick? If he had gone somewhere that had a clue about how to develop him and what to do with him? What would O.J. Mayo look like in a different scenario? You can go up and down the list of guys who have had their careers changed and altered, good and bad, as a result of who they were drafted by. So why should that be the case? And, Zion clearly does not want to be in New Orleans for whatever reason. And maybe it's justifiable in your mind, maybe it's not. But he clearly doesn't want to be there. Why does he have to be there? Is there not some other way to sort this out so that because I've given you my idea before that involves a hard cap and involves removing max salaries and involves players, teams bidding on rookies and all that stuff. I just think you shouldn't reward dysfunctional franchises with great talent.
You can say poverty. You can say poverty, bro. It's all right. Go ahead.
Well, I mean, I would go further than poverty. When I say dysfunctional, it's worse than poverty.
Yeah,
poverty means like, hey, man, maybe you had some mistakes, maybe some stuff happened, maybe some bad luck. Dysfunctional means you are incapable of fixing yourself. That's Sacramento, Minnesota for years and years and years. The Knicks for the last 20 years. Like the Clippers for the longest time. Those are dysfunctional franchises. And when people got drafted to those teams, it was often a death knell for their career. Look at how many dudes the Kings just wasted. Would Nick Stauskas have been J.J. Redick somewhere else? Would he have been Klay Thompson somewhere else? Would he have been? Who knows? Who knows? But he wasn't. He was Nick Stauskas.
Please leave a pen in a pen right there. But go ahead.
Okay, so I'm just saying, for Zion, I don't justify his behavior. I think it's unprofessional. But by the same token, shouldn't we not look at how we're handling these situations and say, man, couldn't there be a different way to do this? Couldn't there be a different way to handle this to avoid stuff like this? I don't know. I don't love that method either.
Yeah, you were talking about Nick Stauskas. I was watching a video about him. And like I told you, I forgot about the Embiid thing. I forgot Embiid was out for 2.5 years. There were so many guys that have been casualties to some of the guys that are washed out of the league that have been casualties to bad, just crap organizations, man. Like Nick Stauskas was drafted by the Sacramento Kings, right? They had Ben McLemore drafted the year before him, and they also had what's the kid's name? The older guy that was from LSU. Chris Waters liked him. Man, what was that dude's name? Kind of a shooting guard, just high volume, just getting up shots, dude. I can't think of his name for nothing. But they had both of these guys already on the roster. You draft Nick Stauskas. They trade him for nothing to Philadelphia, who didn't give a crap about anything. They didn't give a crap about actually developing guys. They would play guys, but they didn't really give a crap about guys getting better. You look up now, the kid's out of the league. If you're talking about a guy who in college, if he can do anything else, he can knock down shots. You know what I mean? And I'm not saying that Nick Stauskas would have been something different if he went somewhere else. But it's like, how many guys just were casualties of crap organizations? Like, especially like the whole trust the process thing. Yeah, cool. But look how many guys were just sent over there just an experiment to be bad. Just because they want their team to be bad as crap. Like, it's just.
Was that guard Garrett Temple?
No, okay. His name was, he went to LSU. Can't think of that dude's name for nothing, man. I'm simply looking at his
Marcus
face.
Thornton?
That's his name, yeah.
Yep, that's it.
Yeah. Those guys were in front of him. And it's like, man, why did you even draft him there? You know what I mean? Like, and it's so wild. And I hate to come off like we're giving excuses for what Zion is doing, but, you know, New Orleans has repeatedly done the goofy stuff. You know what I mean? And then, like, here's another thing. Like, weren't Zion and that Alexander Walker dude pretty cool? I think I saw that they were buddies or something.
I don't know.
I don't know about these. I don't keep up these bones. But
well, I just like the thing is, New Orleans has a history of messing up situations. They didn't do. Look what happened with Anthony Davis. Yeah, he wasn't necessarily all in, but like he also they handled it extremely poorly in the way that they built around him. Well, again, like you know, it sucks for the fans because they have no control over that. And God knows, you know, in Memphis, you know, we've seen organizational dysfunction cause a lot of problems for years and years and years. The Grizzlies went through, 6, 7, 8 years without a single first-round draft pick to show for it. Look from like between 2009 and 2015. Any of those first-round picks, any picks like do anything for the team? You're talking about a lot of negativity, a lot of barren stuff. That's because the organization sucked, and they've since improved dramatically. Things have changed. But I can't endorse a system that consigns a guy's career to the scrap heap because he happens to be collateral damage for a bad organization, and he gets picked up and thrown into the refuse to try to heal. It's like when a broken marriage, they try to have another kid. A kid ain't going to help your marriage.
No,
that's only going to make it worse.
Yeah.
And now you're going to make it worse for the kid. It just doesn't. It ain't going to happen. The number one pick is not going to help. Anthony Edwards, is not going to help your organization. What's going to help your organization is changing everything and selling it, and that's kind of what they've done in Minnesota. They got new ownership and they got new people. That helps the situation. Nothing changed in Memphis until
they got new
what
people.
happened. They cleared out the whole thing, basically.
And if you remember, Peter, I hate to cut you off. If you remember, draft night.
You don't hate to cut me off.
Yeah, I definitely don't. I actually kind of get off on it. Draft night, 2018 is the year, I think. Yeah, draft night 2018. Mo Bamba flat out didn't want to come here. Jaren Jackson Jr. had to be convinced to come to Memphis. He didn't want to come here either. And rightfully so. Because it was Chris Wallace and them. You know what I mean? But they got their stuff together, man. You know what I mean? So
exactly.
I don't knock these guys at all, bro.
That's how it is. That's how it is. So I think a lot of times we go off and we talk about the players, and I get that. And some players aren't professional, but there's a limit to your, what professionalism can cover up. And if these organizations suck, they suck. And if they suck, and it's your career that's going to get derailed, and that second contract that's coming in, that makes it personal. I can't endorse, I can't endorse situations like that. I can't endorse situations where you just throw a guy in and you're willing to ruin his career, so that these owners can have whatever, and you're incentivizing, failure just to a degree. Like that's not the way that it's supposed to be. And as I've said, I've tried to put together systems where we can avoid that. I think it's much more compelling as a draft if you can go to a player and you can explain to him how he's going to be used within your team and how are you going to develop him. And that incentivizes the right things for organizations to say that to show a player and his agent and his family, say, look, here's what we've done with all these other players. Here's how we've helped their careers. Here's what we can do for you. Oh, okay. So it's a little bit like recruiting in college where it's like, all right, well, let me show me what you've done with some of these other players. All right, okay. That's pretty interesting. Okay. I'm into that. Rather than like, hey, you just got drafted. I mean, imagine if you drafted high school kids into college. With the third pick, the University of Memphis selects, Jalen Duren. Like, what, in the fourth pick, SMU selects, like, and Tulane selects Chet Holmgren. Like, what? I mean, why do we do that?
It's a good point.
So why do we do that? Why do we do that a year or two later? Like, it doesn't make any sense.
I totally get what you're saying. Give teams a cap, and you just convince players.
Give the players an opportunity. Give the players an opportunity to actually have some say in their own career, as opposed to waiting 10 years or at the absolute minimum 5 years. That's the minimum is 5 years. Imagine if you signed up for a job and you had to stay in one place no matter how dysfunctional it was for a minimum of 5 years. Like,
hey, you about to flip the conversation. It's to me that hard to do in the NBA, especially when y'all rigged the draft anyway.
Yeah. Oh, I knew that was coming.
There it is.
I had a feeling that was coming.
There
There
it is.
All right, we'll take a break on that. On that note, we're going to take a break and recover from that as we continue here live and local, 360-8255. Your text coming in on the AutoZone listener line, 360-8255, Real Sports Talk, Sports 56.98.5.
Sports 56 Happy Hour with Johnny Radio, presented by Tito's Vodka, from 11 to 1 every weekday on Sports 56 and 98.5 FM.
Welcome to Triumph Auto Sales, where you'll have a great car buying experience. Triumph Auto Sales is your #1 source of quality pre-owned vehicles ranging from lease returns to new car trades, all at huge savings. Plus, Triumph has a full array of financing options to meet your needs. Find your next car online at triumphautosales.com or stop in today at 4875 Elmore Road. Triumph Auto Sales will help you get the vehicle you want at the price you need and the service you deserve. For a great car and a great experience from a local and family-owned business, visit Triumph Auto Sales.
If you need glass replaced, there's only one name you need to know: Binswanger Glass, the largest full-service glass company in the U.S. They've been an industry leader for over 145 years. For all your residential, commercial, or auto glass needs, Binswanger Glass is the name you need to know. 24-hour emergency service for all commercial customers, plus a nationwide warranty on all professionally installed glass. Visit Binswanger Glass in Midtown at 340 South Hollywood, across from the Liberty Bowl. Visit binswangerglass.com. Binswanger Glass.
So we all know you can get everything you need at a grocery store, but why would you pay more for lesser quality meat? At Louis Deli and Meat Market in Arlington, you're not only going to see the quality in their meats, but you will literally taste the quality in every single bite. Plus, more than likely, pay less. And that's really important nowadays. Got to get together? Fire up that grill with their handmade garlic sausages or jalapeno and cheddar bratwurst. Or how about a hand-cut bacon wrap filet or top sirloin? The absolute best. Or if you want to know how to improve your outdoor grilling, pick up some of Louis' fresh ground beef or maybe their hand-cut ribeye or New York strip. Louis has literally everything for your grill, from barbecue rubs, sauces, charcoal, and so much more. And Louis Deli and Meat Market only carries the finest deli meats and 19 cheeses. And I guarantee you they make the best deli sandwiches in the area. So visit Louis Deli and Meat Market, located in Arlington at 11695 Highway 70, just 1/4 of a mile east of Highway 385. Is locally and veteran owned. Is Louis Deli and Meat Market. It's the quality you can see and taste.
If you want to make money in sales, Flynn Broadcasting wants you. If you can sell, Flynn Broadcasting has a great career waiting for you. If you can sell, we have great benefits, salary, commission, sales leads, and a great place to work. If you can sell, let us know today. Send your resume to jobs@flynn.com. Can everyone sell? No. But if you can, Flynn Broadcasting wants you. Apply today at jobs@flynn.com. Start your great career today at jobs@flynn.com. Flynn Broadcasting wants you.
The spring sales event is rocking and rolling at Gossett Mitsubishi on the Pike. Want 43 MPG Highway in these crazy times? We Gossett in 2022 Mitsubishi Mirage $239 a month or $16,715. 2022 Mitsubishi Outlander Sport 27 MPG combined in an SUV $349 a month or $26,010. Plus redesigned 2022 Outlander. We Gossett at $398 a month. Not a lease, you own them. And get our stellar 10-year 100,000-mile powertrain limited warranty. That's Gossett Mitsubishi, 1870 Covington Pike, or shop online anytime at memphismitsubishi.com.
If you want it, we got it at Gossett Motor Cars.
All 72 months Mirage, NH001803, MSRP 17465 Sport, NU003361, MSRP 27010, Outlander NZO53093, MSRP 29615. Includes all rebates and incentives, PF 695, excludes tax, title, and license with approved credit. See dealer for complete details. Offer valid through 2/28/22, dealer stock only.
Now, back to Sports 56 Grind Time. This hour is brought to you by Poultry Power. Here once again are Peter Edmiston and Anthony Sain.
P, let me address this text real fast. I don't know what you got real quick. Texter says, who held a gun to Zion's head and forced him to become a professional athlete and sign the contract? That's a real, cool thing to say. When people say those type of things about professional athletes. But we go to everyday jobs where we're not happy at our job. And the moment we're not happy, we make plans to get the hell up out of there. Like, why we acting like Zion Williamson is entitled to be I'm not going to use the word that y'all think about to use. Why we acting like he's an indentured servant to the New Orleans Pelicans? He's not. Look, if he's not happy, you don't want to be there, man. He signed a contract. We sign contracts with professional jobs all the time. And the day that we're ready to get out, we do things to try to get the company to break the contract. If we can get out of it, we get out of it early. All those type of things, man. It's life. It's life.
Well, I mean, and again, nobody forced him to do it. But by the same token, why in the world would you want to do it in a suboptimal way? Why would you want to force people to do it in that way? Why would you think that's okay? Why would you not take somebody's thoughts into consideration?
Yeah,
it's just how it goes. I mean, people seems kind of silly to me to just think, wow, it doesn't matter. It doesn't matter what the organization is. You just shut up and show up. And no, man, if you want to be, kind of cruel and whatever, then fine. But it leads to these kinds of situations. It's just it's bad for the fans. It's bad for him. It's unprofessional for him the way he's handled it. I mean, I'm not saying he's in the right. Believe me, I'm not saying he's in the right. He should have handled this a lot differently. But come on, man, what are we talking about? There's a better. We can do this better.
Yeah,
we can definitely handle this better.
It's justified, but I get it.
You think Zion's gonna slap David Griffin?
He might.
Is that justified?
Slap C.J. McCollum. Do it for the Grizzlies. Do it for Mike Conley.
Oh, man, tomorrow on the show we're going to talk to John Gasway. I can't wait to get his take on the world of college basketball. A whole lot more as we roll on with the busy week. Y'all stay safe amidst these storms and rain and all that stuff. Don't drown, turn around. You know what I mean? Don't be driving through flash flood and all that stuff. Coming up next, it is sports time. Gabe and Brett have you till 6 o'clock. Y'all have a great Tuesday.
Simple, smooth, and every sip as easy as the last. Tito's handmade vodka tastes just as good with tap water as it does with your favorite mixer. Back in the day, Tito distilled